Hi everyone, my name is Nate and I am a Peace Program Counselor.
And my name's Paulina and I am also a Peace Program Counselor. And today we are going to answer some questions that youth have written in about dating, violence, and healthy relationships.
All right, so we'll start with our first question.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I'm in grade 11. Do I have to tell my partner where I am at all times?
Okay, good question to start off with. So the first thing that comes to mind is that we all have a right to privacy. Of course, in a relationship, people often want to know where you are, how you're doing, and checking in is an important part of a relationship. But you know, one of the things that I would tell youth, and I have with the ones that have come through our program, is that if it doesn't affect the other person, then you can choose whether you're going to tell them or not.
That's a really good point. And yeah, like it feels really good when people that we care about check in on us, but if it's happening all the time, that might not be fitting for a healthy relationship.
Good question.
All right.
Hello, my name is Ethan and I'm grade 12 student. And I heard of guys hating girls in relationships, and I want to know, do abuse happen in lesbian or queer relationships as well?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. And the thing about abuse is that we are all capable of abuse. So abuse is essentially using your power or control over someone else. And we all have done that in various ways, so we're all capable of that. And the other thing that kind of came to my mind with this question is that hitting is one form of abuse. There's many forms, so that's physical abuse, there's verbal abuse, there's emotional abuse, and many other forms of abuse.
Yeah, and you know, another one of the things that comes to mind for me is that people have different identities. They experience abuse in different ways too. It can show up in different ways. So a person in a lesbian or queer relationship might be more aware of homophobia than somebody who's in a straight relationship. But there's different kinds of abuse and it happens in all relationships.
Great, thanks for that question.
Okay, next question.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm grade 11. My partner and I usually do whatever he always wants to, but we never do what I want to. I was wondering if I should bring this up with him.
Okay, well, that's the first thing right off the bat. It already sounds like you want to communicate with your partner, and that's a really good sign of good communication in a healthy relationship. It's not always possible for a person to know what the other person wants to do. And so what we would say is you should practice being assertive. When we're talking with people in our programs, we define assertiveness as saying how you feel and what you want in a really calm way. So if you're feeling kind of uncomfortable or maybe upset that you're not getting to do the things that you want to do, then you can share how that makes you feel. And you can say, maybe I want to try something else. I want to do another activity and make sure it's calm. That's being assertive.
Yeah, that's great, Nate. Okay, let's do the next question.
Hi, I'm Susanna. I'm in grade 10, and I've always been a forgetful person. One time, my partner bought me an expensive necklace, and I accidentally lost it. And they got so mad that they slapped me and told me I obviously didn't love them. How do I make it up to them?
Okay, I am really glad that you wrote in about this question. What you described is physical abuse. And what comes to my mind is I think about your safety in this situation. And so what I would like to know is if you have family, friends, people in your life that you care about and that you trust that you could go to with this information. In our agency, we also have a shelter and many resources and supports for people who experience violence and abuse. And you don't need to go through this alone.
When it comes to real safety concerns and assault too, know that you have the police. Do call 911 and make sure that you get that support, you get that safety that you need.
Yeah, because there's no room for abuse in a healthy relationship.
Great question. The next one is...
Hi, I'm Ricardo. I'm in grade 11 and my last relationship ended because I broke my partner's trust and I still don't know how to say sorry. How can I make things better?
Okay, so this is a really important concept that I don't think gets talked about enough in our schools, even taught in our homes. It's this idea of accountability. It's important for us to understand how to say sorry, because clearly we can all do things that are painful or abusive or violent, and so how do we make things better? What you're talking about here, there's a few steps that you could, there's a few steps that you can use to be accountable. The first one is being honest, getting honest with yourself about what is it that I've done that's been hurtful? What is it that I've done that's caused harm in this relationship? Once you're honest, it's really important that you listen now to the other person. The person that you've hurt, you've just admitted, you've taken responsibility for your actions. Now you need to know how it's made them feel. The next step is making sure that when you've heard their story, that you're accepting what they've said. It can be very tempting to dismiss their story or tell them, I didn't mean to hurt you. That's not me. Well, accepting it is being able to take it at face value and believing their story. And the last step of accountability is doing better and knowing how to do better. Once we've heard how we've made them feel or how we've acted, it's important to do better next time.
Mm-hmm. You described that really well, Nate, and it's hard. It's hard being accountable, and it takes courage. So thanks so much for that question. Okay, next one.
My name is Ryan. I am in grade 12. Last week, me and my partner had sex for the first time, and I was into it, but he's pressuring me to do it again, and I'm not sure if I want to. Is that weird?
So what I'd really like to talk about with this question is the concept of consent. So consent is saying yes to something in a way that's authentic and true to ourselves. And consent happens continuously in a relationship or for an action, and it also happens for every step. So you can consent to kissing without consenting to more than that. And the other really important part about consent is you can change your mind. We change our mind all the time, and consent can't happen without pressure or coercion. You can't be pushed into doing something and still consent.
Yeah, consent is something that if it's authentic, then it's not coerced.
Nice.
Well said.